All right, so welcome back here to DreamHack, winner right here in 2012. Again, I'm Corey Dunn alongside Lurppis. We're going to give you a quick little pregame of what's about to come here in this next matchup. It's going to be ProGaming.TD facing off against Gosu. Now, why in particular did we choose this matchup opposed to doing Copenhagen Wolves and Curse?
Well, this matchup is most likely going to decide who advances in this group. Obviously, there's a little more to it. We'll go over that in a second. But basically, most likely the winner of this group will advance. Now, there's a little chance that if Gosu wins and Curse also beats Copenhagen Wolves, that Curse could advance over Gosu. But for the most part, this matchup is going to determine the second place team in this group.
Yeah, so talking about numbers, so that would mean that Gosu, if they win that would put them at 1-1-1. So they've got 1 win, 1 tie, and 1 win. But Copenhagen Wolves will be sitting at 2-1 if they lose the Curse. So it's definitely just a numbers game to work with across the board. Again, right now, if you look at it, ProGaming.TD is sitting at 1-1. They've got 1 win and 1 loss. That loss coming to Copenhagen Wolves. And so it's pretty much already suspected that Copenhagen Wolves will probably win their matchup against Curse. But if we look at this matchup in particular, ProGaming.TD and Gosu, what have you kind of formulated from the matches that you've watched before?
They actually seem like pretty evenly matched teams. I can't really tell if either one has a big edge. I saw they're playing Nuke, which I actually have no idea how it's going to go. I know ProGaming had a good match on Nuke against Nip at ESWC a couple of weeks ago, so that's fairly promising for them. Gosu had a big lead against Curse here. They went up 13-2 on counter-terrorists, but then completely fell apart on the second half. So you don't really know what to expect from them.
That's one of the big concerns looking at Gosu, like the 13-2 lead, and then all of a sudden you give it up. And that's just has to be something that has to be running through their mind whenever they're getting into this matchup. ProGaming.TD, they've also had some really good starts right off the bat, but then they've been struggling at the later part of the game, those clutch moments that really need to come to fruition. Again, one of the things to look at though too, in that first map there with Kogu, against Copenhagen Wolves, Kogu was really flat for the most part whenever it comes in terms of hitting a lot of those shots that he usually hits. But whenever we're talking in terms of the second matchup there against Curse, he really started to hit his shots.
He definitely played a lot better in the second half. No one really knows why. There's also a chance that he was just outmatched against Copenhagen Wolves as Opera. We saw Nico J, or J Nico, was playing really, really well for Copenhagen Wolves in the first match. But I guess it just depends how their Nuke is. We haven't seen them play Nuke here, and ESWC, we know they had their problems with the setup and their gear being lost and everything, so it's hard to draw conclusions from that.
It's really, the Molotovs there on Nuke were a whole different situation than what we have here at this tournament. So I'm going to put you on the spot right off the bat. ProGaming.TD versus Gosu. What's the final score of this map, if we are on Nuke, in fact?
16-12, ProGaming.
All right, so 16-12, you hear it right there. Let's go ahead and send it down to Redeye and Thread to go ahead and cast this matchup right now.
Yes, thank you very much, Corey and Lurppis, for the insight into this particular game. As they rightly pointed out, this is a bit of a crunch game right now, Threat. Where's your money? Have you got faith restored into the Brazilians from that last game, or are they still the underdogs here?
Yeah, a little bit. I actually think ProGaming is going to win, but of course I'm rooting for Gosu.
Okay.
What do you say?
Well, I don't know. Do you know, it's so weird with ProGaming because they're so random. I mean, you just don't know what they're going to do next. They had like 9 match points in that last game, and it took them 6 or 7 of them before they actually then won the match. So it seems almost like it's hard for them to close. But as Lurppis rightly pointed out, they are pretty decent on Nuke. They showed some good form on ESWC. They held Nip to 16-13 on Nuke as well, and they were ahead for a while. So I think there's an element of the fact that they are stronger on Nuke than perhaps some of the other maps. They played Train an awful lot, which is the second time they've won Train on LAN actually in their last matchup. So they might have preferred to play on Train, I suppose, for a 3rd consecutive time in their group stage. But it's all down to this. Basically, ProGaming, they need a draw. They don't need to win, they need a draw, and that's it. They're pretty much through. Although then it throws Curse back a new bone, and we were speaking off air actually, slightly differently to what Lurppis and Corey were talking about, which was that actually Curse could end up winning that game, but almost because Copenhagen Wolves are already through, they're guaranteed a place in the next round. We know it's a random draw anyway, so they don't know who they're going to face, so there's no point in throwing the game. But I'm not saying they would throw the game, but what I'm saying is they might not play perhaps as well as they normally could because they try some new strats, because they don't want to give strats away. That might just let Curse back in the back door and make their way through. So this is a big game right now for both these two teams. I think before this, anyone said, pretty much everyone said that anyone from this group could qualify, and I think they're right. Yeah, they're still right.
I mean, Western Wolves have proven themselves, Copenhagen Wolves has proven themselves to be by far the strongest team, and but still, as you say, any of the 3 other teams can go through.
Yeah, I mean, form and logic would suggest that Copenhagen will walk their game against Curse if they're anything like the first 2 matches that they showed, where they showed some really strong form, which is sort of carrying on from where they beat Nexus in the DreamHack qualifiers. So I'm expecting them to roll through Curse, but you just don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't know. But any one of these 2 teams can still qualify if they win this next matchup. So I don't know why they're not.
Let's see if they're ready for the knife.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know quite why they aren't ready for the knife round. They've been waiting for a little while, and okay. Yeah, no, they are ready. Okay, well that's good. We're going to drop you into the game in just a moment for the knife round of this final game of Group B. We've already seen, if you were with us earlier on today, I wasn't because I was still on a plane being lazy, trying to get my way into Sweden. Group A completed, if you weren't already with us. Spoiler alert coming up. And no, it's not Koreans win. That's a different game. Right now, it's Swedes win. That's what happens in Counter-Strike. They turn up, they win, and they collect the check, and they go home with the trophy. We're hoping that that's maybe not quite as easy as it seems this weekend, and maybe they get a bit of a challenge, but Nip are safely through to the quarterfinals alongside Mouse Sports from the UK/Norway. It's a very weird bridge, Anglo-Norwegian. But we are underway for the knife round, so let's drop you into the game now. On Nuke, it's Gosu versus ProGaming.TD from Brazil. Brazil versus Sweden, it's like the old days in 1.6 right now. The old days of MIBR and SK. The hacking and slashing has begun. And I tried to do this in a horse race voice before. Well, I'm not going to get a chance to do that because, well, Gosu were just too good with the blades. But we'll try something funky on the second half, I promise. Just to spice it up a bit. You know how boring knife rounds can be.
Yeah, they should have a taser rounds or something.
I think that would be great.
Yeah, agreed.
Taser round would be awesome. Although they only get 1 shot with it, so if they all missed, that'd be quite awkward, wouldn't it?
Then no one wins.
Or maybe they get a taser during the knife round. Maybe they can use it during the knife. I don't know. Long range taser kills are awesome, by the way. They are really awesome. Right, so we are ready to rock and roll then. Gosu winning that knife round and then easily setting themselves up in the opening round for pistols. One man just trying to push on the outside here against Hoddy, who actually is going to get the grenade kill on Kogu. Oh, look at this, all 4 of them rushing outside, but that wasn't. Well, I don't know, are we live or aren't we live? Now I thought we weren't live, then I thought we were live, now I'm not so sure again. But look at this, all 4 men diving down, and there's going to be a nade popping out here any minute. No, there's not, because RKZ shuts him down in that back corridor. The vent was there ready to be taken down, but Zach will finish off, and that will be the pistol rounds to the Brazilians. So yeah, it is game live. I'd like to know when we go live normally.
Yeah,
sometimes we go live, sometimes we don't go live straight away, but we are live.
They did a classic 1.6 strategy where you just 4 guys just rush out the door and you just runs out the gate area there towards the yard and just
all the way through there with the outside. 1 went through there, and then 4 of them came all the way through, went down the back, underneath, and had the plant. This time round, we've got 5 men on the T side of lobby right now. It's Kogu with a double, still with 1. In fact, still got a second, and Zach with another cleaning up without a loss of life in there. The second round. Nice and quick. So that was that area there that we were just looking at in lobby. And it's difficult to see on this map because you've kind of got 2 bomb sites and they're on top of each other inside this nuclear establishment. So we don't call them A and B, we call them upper and lower. Yeah. It just makes it a little bit easier to figure out where they're going to go. And right now they've got 2 men just pushing outside, one of which is Zach, the other is RKZ with the bomb right now. And the reason that this is good for them is because there is actually no one defending the outer area right now for Gosu. They've sort of stacked 5 men inside, As you can see, 3 of them have already pushed radio and into lobby, and now know that the actual push is going to be happening on the outside, which means they now need to regroup. So they've got some good information from that.
Steel is in a tricky position here. He's still in T-spawn, actually.
Going to see a boost here onto the cooling unit, and then just underneath ladder.
Risky going up there with a bomb.
Yeah, very risky going up there with bomb. We are going to see a double push and into the ladder room as the other man falls down. It's a good way of pushing a man in there, and Kogu gets that opening kill. So they've got the entry kill into the upper, and it looks like RKZ is going to pop into that bomb site right now. Indeed he is, on the upper bomb site there. Grenade unleashed into the lower area. This will be easy pickings from ZQK on the top of ladder here. Kogu's got himself a second of the round, Zach another one, and all we've got left is Hoddy. And all he really needs to be doing here is picking off some exit kills for some extra counter-terrorist cash.
Yeah, and if he doesn't get any kill, we will actually have 2 flawless rounds for Pro Gaming, which means they are really stacked on money right now.
It does. Just going to show you something as well on this outer area. We've got this this lower area, which you don't get on the standard map. It is actually shut off. You have a corner there, but that is the secondary level entry into the lower bomb site.
Yeah, it's much needed. I mean, it's still hard as T, but
it does make it easy. I mean, it's easier having it on the front of the outer hut rather than the very back of it, which was always a bit tough to get to anyway.
Exactly, and I mean, you don't even need to go down there. All you have to do is...
it's that area there that we were just showing you.
Make them think you are
bomb has gone inside right now. Has it? No, it hasn't. It's just on the outside. That was confusing with the map overlay. But it is with ZQK. We're just going to switch around a little bit here. Tinker is sitting top ladder. Has to guard that outer area as well. We'll just lose the clear windows for competitive play. It's a much easier way of having that outer area. ProGaming.TD 3-0 up right now. They've already lost a man each in this 4th round.
And Steel's actually down in the mountains.
He has gone down the mountains. Look at this. Well, still managed to get himself into that upper bomb site. Gets the first one, won't get the second one. Couldn't control the spray and got shot down by Waver, who's having another blinding game. He had a stunning game last time round. He's picked up a double. Snox cleans up for the last one on Kogu. And that'll be the first round on the board for the Swedes, and they really did need that. They wouldn't have wanted to lose a 4th.
Yeah, and they really need to win this round now, because otherwise they will have to be forced to another eco.
Yes, they'll be straight back on eco again. Already swapping weapons, as you can see. As we pop back to the terrorist side. And just see where they're going to go on this outer bomb now. They've got 3 pushing outside. Kogu's actually going to push himself very early on into the radio room here, and thinks he's already spied one, and has spied one. Smoke will be deployed, and that will be a no-go zone right now for the Swedes. Yeah, double flash out. Fake. Yeah, that is the fake. That's the perfect kind of fake, though. As we now see RKZ picking up a frag, and they've gone for that boost again into the ladder room.
It's very popular in
very popular.
CSGO to do this.
And here is RKZ, just boosted up into that upper area. He's going to come face to face with Waver, and he's Kazas around. He's going to pick up that frag, and that's given them a 3-man advantage inside this upper bomb site. There's only Snox and Hoddy remaining, one of which is going to go down to the gunfire of Kogu's AK, and that'll leave just Hoddy now alive as the last man standing for the 2nd consecutive round, when they were down by 5-1 right now in manpower. Hoddy will get one here. That's an expensive loss, because that's an AWP down there as well. And Hoddy coming under 5 all over the place, but he's going to get a second here as well. If he can get a 3rd, no, he can't. I put the commentator's curse on him right there.
And this is so harsh for gosu right now. Just look at the money. They are forced to another eco, and the score will be 5-1 to Pro Gaming, and they will have so much money as well.
Yeah, you can see the money situation for the CTs not particularly good. They are going to go for 3 Deagles and a couple of 250s in this round as well. So They're powerful weapons. They really are powerful weapons. And I've seen this come undone a few times as we head straight through. Oh, awkward grenade. Awkward, 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 awkward. Super awkward grenade from the Brazilians. Go back to grenade school. Learn how to throw them properly, please. That was a whole heap of trouble they could have got themselves into. In the end, they've lost about 4 points of health, well actually about 8 points of health between them, so it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, it's a lot to do with that the grenades doesn't do damage to the walls anymore.
Yes. Which they were very lucky about, frankly, because that was a daft grenade. Still, it's all working out for Steel. He's got one. Kogu gets up the ladder the second time of asking. He's an old man, sometimes it takes a while. Flash deployed, one planted now. Hoddy's picked himself up one here. It's 4 versus 4. Make that 3 versus 4. Make that 2, 1. They're dropping like flies here, Gosu. They've gone to pieces. No chance of getting back into this round whatsoever. And Zach will get himself another frag. And ProGaming.TD lead 5-1. Scoreboard right now. 5 and 6 for Hoddy. The only man really putting any numbers on the board. On the opposite side of the board, look at that. RKZ 5-1, Steel 7 and 2, Kogu 7 and 2, Hoya, welcome to DreamHack, Zach 7 and 2, and ZQK 1 and 3 at the bottom of the scoreboard.
And if they want to get into this game, they have to do it right now.
Yeah, they really do. On a bite, there's a mixture of M4 and FAMAS between them. 3 FAMAS, in fact. It looks like this is going to be an outer push, this area here. And they've got options. They can go here, they can go here, they can boost up here. They've got a lot of options on that outer area.
Yeah, Yard is like...
Wow, look at this. ZQK having none of Waver, trying to make a bit of a dash around the back, and ZQK finishes off with a double. Only a single sliver of health remaining. And the Brazilians right now on a bit of a roll. 6-1.
I would actually like to see gosu trying to do a Yard setup now. Maybe have 3 guys on Yard and just doing a retake if they should take B1.
They've definitely left it alone, haven't they? I mean, they had one guy out there that time round, but he was smoked. But
yeah.
Other than that, they've not really gone anywhere near that outer area. Normally, an AWP's delight out there, really.
Yeah.
But they haven't had the money, so they've not been able to defend it the way they would want to defend it.
Yeah, exactly. And even if ProGaming takes B1, it's not that hard of a site to retake.
Again, you see these 3 players again moving their way outside. Just that one man still sitting back for any push. And there is going to be a push here all the way outside. And I wonder whether Steel is going to pick himself up a few frags. Who's got the first one? And look, they have made that push early. They're on an eco. And Steel could fill his boots here. Or he could lose a bit of health. And Kogu's got himself a second. Zach with a third. Snox though. Oh, Snox has got himself 3 in a row. How the heck did he do that? Couldn't get the 4th just as we switched to him. And Zach finishes off the last round. 7-1 on T-side nuke, ladies and gents. Brazil are fighting.
Let's see if they will stack Yard this round, since ProGaming has gone Yard like every single weapon round, and gosu hasn't done anything about it.
Now, Corey's just made a really great point in the outer camera shot that gosu won 13-2 against Curse earlier on CT side, and yet now they're struggling like mad. So, I mean, these games sort of put into perspective some of the earlier games. Does that mean that Curse maybe were worse than we thought? I don't know. I'd hate to think so, but
maybe it's different playstyle versus different playstyles.
Well, look at this. Broken into the upper side without challenge. Just one man on the right-hand side was Steel, Waver, who was dealt with by Steel. No problem whatsoever from him. And we've got Kogu with just 8 points of health, waiting in lobby right now for any madness or mayhem that comes from the radio room. I don't think that's going to happen any day soon. Although we've got Zach now fighting in the upper bottom side. Might go down to Snox and does. He's got a double inside Snox. He's having an absolute wonder game, and he's going to go for this. There's 2 men there. This is going to be very, very close indeed, and Steel comes in at the very last second to shut down Snox and stop the defuse. And that would have been massively cheeky from Snox.
That was very weird from ProGaming. I think there must have been
they doing?
Yeah, some miscommunication there.
Absolutely.
They were both on low HP, probably telling each other, you go first, you go first.
Yeah, probably like, I don't want to go, I've only got 23 points of health, I'm not going in there. 8-1 the score, the Brazilians are just romping at the moment. And it all starts very similar every single round. They're always looking at this sort of area here is where their go-to position is. They've always got one man going towards radio. This time round is still. He usually sits back here and waits. But always, it's this area here that's the most predominant. They've got 4 men, one boosted up on this white block at the top. And again, Kogu's one of the men that's picked off an early frag. He's now gone down, though. And ZQK...
They are able to buy every round, though.
They are, indeed, able to buy every round. And ZQK just having an absolute monster of a game right now. Might get another one, and does get another one. And only Snox remaining again. Last man standing for what, the 3rd, 4th time? And scoreboard-wise, he's 7 and 9. He's pretty much, along with Hoddy, the only man putting anything out. No kills from Tinker right now.
Yeah, but
none.
You can still argue if he's last in every round, he might not be helping his team out.
No, I mean, there is the argument that he might be a beta.
Yeah.
A master beta. Oh, and he might win this round, you know. He's got one. Can he get a second? He can! That's brilliant from Snox. Yeah, and the Swedes have finally joined the server. Well, it's just one man, actually, who's joined the server. Yet another last man standing round from Snox. And this time round, he's clutched the round.
Yeah, very nice play there from Snox, but still we see like 10k on each player in pro gaming, so they need to take so many rounds in a row now.
Yeah, they do. It's a good point.
And I feel like if gosu loses this round, it's almost over.
Wow, what's this man doing here? Yeah, well, this is the bomber right here, RKZ, who's on his own. I'm not quite sure why.
Yeah, it's the same on trade with Kuga had the bomb alone in the whole.
Yeah, they did that before, didn't they? And I'm not quite sure, because he's going to get shot down, and he does get shot down. And now the bomb is out of position. Again, crazy strats from the Brazilians.
Yeah, I don't really know what
8-2 up, plenty of cash in the bank, and what are you doing?
I mean, there's not good good to like fake a site and plant on the other side on this map, because you can just run through the vents in 1 second. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's cheeky. That's patience for you right there. Kogu waited, and he's lost out to Snox, who is already having a good game. One of the few that is in gosu's team right now. And, well, it's going to make it a bit more awkward. He's going to come face to face with Hoddy in just a moment if Hoddy decides to pop back in the lobby. Does he know? They're going to push radio, actually.
They're going to let them take the bomb. Yeah, they have the bomb now.
Yeah, they do. So if they go up now, they might just get this planted without anyone seeing them. Oh, there is one man outside, which is Hoddy. Gets the first one, and Zach now is going to have to go huge, and is able to pick one up. Couldn't get the second. Snox locks him down. And gosu on a bit of a roll right now. 2 in a row, finally, for them. But they're going to need the last 4 as well.
Yeah, it's not like they're getting flawless rounds. They die, 3 guys every both of this round, so if they just lose 1 round now, they're forced to another equal.
I wonder, is this area here going to be exploited, particularly these boxes, by Kogu, who's just picked himself up an AWP?
Yeah, we might see that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They're not going to use the top box either, so you both saw them both hop and skip and jump past each other. This could be quite fun if they're going to go head to head. Smoker's already deployed.
You see Hoodie here in the garage on the yard.
Yeah. So they are going to try and push towards that garage and make their way outside. Meanwhile, you can see on the far side, Hoddy with that Famous is still waiting, and Kogu's just setting himself, really almost playing as a bit of a menace, really, on the outside area, but hasn't got himself a frag yet, and that will worry him, I think, a little bit. They've got one man, you can see him through the walls inside. Meanwhile, bomb in the hands of GQK is about to go through Squeak. Is he? No, he's not. Tinker locks him down, and then a whole hail of bullets hails down with headshots galore raining in on Steel and Zach. And Pro Gaming, well, they're not the same team that we saw 3 rounds ago. They must have replaced them with a completely brand new set of players that they've dragged out of the BYOC from somewhere.
Yeah, the question is it too late?
Yeah,
it might be.
Too late, perhaps. Kogu's AWP round didn't work. No, that's for sure. We're going to get... well,
no, it's not an eco.
No, it's not an eco, but they will be after this one. They will have run out of money, no doubt about that. I've seen an exchange of frags between Kogu and Waver. Waver comes out on top of that, but Kogu did pick up a frag himself. And we're back to 4v4. Even Stevens. ZQK now making an aggressive push into the upper area. And bomb has been called to the upper area, but hasn't yet been planted. Now it will be. Here comes the call. Haven't seen anyone top ladder just yet. It's 4v4 after plant now, and Steel's going to drop one. Tinker picks up another one though. Kazer's now managed to make his way up to the top of ladder. He's got RKZ below him. Steel, oh, and RKZ, and Zach will lock it down as well. Well done, Brazil. You reconnected to the server and you're playing like you did 3 rounds ago. We've just had the bizarrest 3 rounds. Take nothing away from gosu for winning them, but I don't know what ProGaming would do, but they were messing around almost. Weird.
Yeah, it's very strange.
However, 9-4, 2 left for the half. And it doesn't really matter what the score ends up like now. ProGaming are having the advantage. Definitely have the advantage heading into the second half, there's no doubt about that, of course. It depends what kind of advantage. Now, set smoke here from RKZ. I'll just check that out to see where it lands. It should land around about this area here. And it does, blocks off that garage area, so nicely placed. That'll give them the chance to push into the upper, because that was a fake. Through Squeaky they go, one man in the corner is down, but they've already lost 3 players here, and they've got to be careful. Last man standing, there will be Kogu. And Hody, I don't know if he does know where he is. He's definitely inside those vents.
And Kogu actually trying to knife him there.
Was Kogu trying to knife him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that from behind. I was busy watching both screens at the same time then. And Kogu now with AWP in hand yet again. Haven't won a round where he's taken an AWP. I don't think this is about to be the first one either. And intentional ladder baiting, that's called. I want you to come and find me.
But it doesn't seem like they hear him.
They are all obviously deaf. Made more noise than 1,000 elephants rampaging across the plains. And shot down by Waver at the end of the round. So 9-5 now. And if we look at the scoreboard just to check the money situation, it's a bit messy for the Brazilians. Let's just see what they come up with here. It's going to be one of those crazy South American sexy Counter-Strike rounds, isn't it? Where they buy an AK,
a Deagle,
and a couple of 250s, or just stay with the 2000s. Does look like it is going to be one of those crazy rounds. Let's just see where they're going to head. Are they going to go for that inner? They haven't gone ramp once yet. Not one round have they gone ramp. And now, here we go, look. 4, 5 of them all pushing in towards that bomb site. Looks like they're going to go in through Squeaky. They are. 3 of the first in. One gets, in fact, 2 pick up a frag. And that'll give them 2 more weapons as well. Suddenly, this has become an even round. In fact, no, not even an even round. 4 versus 2 now, thanks to Kogu on Snox. And Hody and Tinker, the last 2 men alive. Here's Hody, trying to make his way in through the smoke. Won't be able to, locked down by Kogu. And Kogu finishes off the round brilliantly with the last kill of the round to make it 10-5 and top the scoreboard. Not to miss that one. Yeah, since I was giving him such an abusive hard time earlier, he's actually 18-8 at the half.
That just shows the power of the new flashbangs that you can throw through the roof in D1. I mean, they had Deagles, 1 AK, and 1 guy with 2 flashes, and...
Told you.
Yeah, everyone...
Sexy Counter-Strike from South America.
Yeah. Always works.
Works more often than not. I'm not sure why people don't try it more often. Not a huge amount of that been played in CSGO, it has to be said. Here we go then, second half straight away. No tiered biscuits for these guys, no half-time oranges, not even virtual ones. And grenade here would land a lot of damage if it had landed just in front of them. Instead it lands behind them. Oh, look at this, 5-man rush in towards the upper bomb site. Hello, welcome Matt laid out. Bomb about to be planted surely here very quickly, but still has managed to rotate back round. And might pick himself up with a frag with a P250. Does get the first one of the round. CQK got one in there as well. And we're at a 2 versus 1 somehow. How the heck did that happen? Here's Hody with just 17 points of health. Both men are in the upper bomb site, and he's busy trying to get towards the bomb. At the same time, trying to land a frag with a grenade. He's not going to do that, and I don't think he's going to be able to get a frag here. 17 points out, surely going down, and still will finish him off. So,
Yeah, I really feel they should have
That's
gone
game
down.
over.
Yeah, that's game over.
That's
and
game over now, without a shadow of doubt.
they should have gone down the vents there when they got in.
Absolutely.
The connector.
They were perfectly outside already as well. They're 4 men straight away outside, past red. Looked as if they were just going to head towards garage, pop downstairs, plant a bomb, easy peasy. As the easy peasy, as he says in the game. He always says that as well when I press X4. What's that one about?
I actually haven't heard that one. I have to.
Really? He said easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's what he says.
It's a stealer.
Yeah. This is going to be game over for Steel right now. See ya. Take a seat, gosu. Because you've been out gosued by Steel. It was an eco round. Let's not get too carried away. But it was still good. 12-5 then.
And I almost feel like, they have to buy right now. And they have all 5
early buy.
Galils.
All Galils. All the marbles now.
They don't really have a choice.
No, they don't. And they've got to stop the rot very quickly indeed. This might just catch them out, you know. You never know. Let's see what they're going to go for. Looks like it's going to be an inner, actually. And we're going to go... Are we going to go tin? Only 10 rushes. What the heck? Where did that come from? Wave has picked up 1. The fire has been put out. We haven't seen many of that either happening so far at DreamHack. I was hoping we'd see a bit of the putting out of fires with the fire extinguisher grenade, as it were. It's called a smoke. And into ramp they go. We didn't see this at all from ProGaming. They not once did they go ramp. Seems though that it worked well for gosu. Into the bomb site they go. They've already lost a couple of players, and that won't matter anyway because Wave has cleaned house with a kill on TQK right at the end of the round. And that was an early bite with Galils that worked out.
Yeah, it worked out, but I don't think it's going to change that much. It's a start for a comeback, I guess, since you force the CT to only 1 eco. But yeah,
and we've got AWP in play as well now. A couple of Galils. Looks like we're going to head inside with Waver and possibly Snox leading the way in towards this ramp room. They like that ramp room. They had some success there in that last round, and they like the look of it. Oh, there's one man behind the box at the back of the ramp room. I don't know if they've seen him. They haven't. Oh, they have. They have. I was getting excited there. I thought Steel was going to somehow do a magician's trick and just burst out and kill all of them. So, easy breakout into that lower B bomb site yet again. And only Kobu remaining now. And it's all about exit kills for money. Nothing else. And nothing else is exactly right, because that's what he gets. 12-7.
2 rounds in a row, but yeah, let's see the first real weapon round here. The first weapon round, ProGaming had 1 MP7 and 1 P90, so...
Yeah, and a big round for ProGaming as well, because they will be eco after this if they lose again, there's no doubt about that.
Yes.
So they need to stop the rot after 2 rounds in a row. Smoke is deployed. They've actually come face to face with each other, and somehow Steel wins the battle through the smoke. Kogu laid one down in there as well, and that's a really, really good start for the Brazilians.
And nobody's there to pick up Steel after he gets that frag. He should not have been able to escape there.
Grenade into that radio room as well. Does a little bit more damage to Tinker. And here they come, and Steel's going to fill his boot, surely. Got one, spammed for the second. He's going to have to reload and try and get away. Oh, this could be awkward. And, well, he's actually shot down by Kogu, so it didn't matter in the end. Last man standing will be in the radio room. It'll be Hodi, who will be butchered by the Brazilians. And it's CQK who picks up the last lane frag. 13-7 now. ProGaming.TD do stop the rot.
They have the money though, so...
Yeah, they did. And now it flips round because gosu can afford to buy this round. They've got at least 4 men buying. Yeah, they have 5. 1's Galil, 4 AKs. Lose this one. It's not only 14-7, but it's then game over for them because they won't be able to buy. And ProGaming, well, they only need a draw. So it's pretty much game over if gosu leads this round.
Yeah, they have a lot of pressure right now.
Oh, flashbangs don't do what they used to do in CS, thankfully, because otherwise that would have been completely blind for about 15 minutes. Good bounce off him and away.
And only 3 guys left here, and they're down in the lower side, but ProGaming know that they are there.
Waver does know that he's there, picks up that first one. RKZ hits the deck. Waver's been really good, by the way. Very, very good earlier on in our previous match against Curse. Didn't get a chance to see him against Copenhagen Wolves earlier today. But if anyone's dominated that group, it's the Copenhagens. Done a grand job of going through and making very light work of it. Gosu, on the other hand, clinging on for their dear lives right now at DreamHack Winter. In the Logitech Counter-Strike Go, 40,000 euros up for grabs. Look at this, Waver again, got his second. Can he get a third? No. Shut out by ZQK in the end. And now Kaiser is going to have to be huge on his own. And he's not, because Kogu's just too good for him. And Gosu now stand on the precipice of elimination. 7-14 down, and on a partial bye. There's 2 Galils, 2 Deagles, and not a partridge in sight.
No, this is yeah, this is pretty much over if they can't. I mean, they have to be very lucky to win this round. To have like a few lucky Deagle shots.
Haven't used this outer area site at all. Not once have they gone outer. They've preferred ramp every time. Here comes the trick flash, which you can run through. It's gun and run time, and ProGaming will just lap this up. 4 down, 1 to find. Tinker, Taylor, Soldier hits the deck. ProGaming.TD are moving on. 15-7 is the score. They need 1 more for victory. And Gosu now know that they can only manage a draw, and that wouldn't be good enough to send them through to the next round anyway.
Yeah, and the result in the other game doesn't matter now as well, between Curse and Wolves. So yeah, I think ProGaming is feeling really happy right now. Probably going to see a... maybe not even so serious these rounds.
I think they'll be very happy to have made it through to the next round. Very happy. As Steel picks up the opening flag of what could be the final round. TK. Yeah, another TK. We've had a couple of those. It's always confusing as well, because you always get the assist, and it's always usually the opposite team that gets the assist, and then it looks really odd. It's like you're in some sort of terrorist sandwich. But right now, 5 versus 3, and doesn't look good for Gosu, does it now? Not an awful lot they can do from here. Although, what are they doing? Well, Snock still has the bomb, so... Oh, well, he did have the bomb. He's now shut down. Kaiser's still going, not anymore, though. And there it is, GG, WP. It's all over, and the Brazilians are the victors by 16 rounds to 7 in the end. Steel top scoring 26 and 10, Kogu 23 and 11, Zach 21 and 12, and not really much resistance other than from Snox on the Gosu side. So the Swedes are out on home soil. They don't have far to go home, luckily, but they are nevertheless going home. It also means that's the end of Curse Gaming from the United States of America as well, regardless of what they do against Copenhagen Wolves, because ProGaming.TD have qualified for the quarterfinals, which will begin tomorrow evening. We'll take a very short break. When we come back, don't forget, we have the after show where we'll discuss all today's games, both Group B and Group A, with myself, with Threat, with Corey Dunn, and of course with the one and only Lurppis. We'll be back very shortly.